Maybe you're looking for a new home, but we just got kicked out of our old home. We got evicted, but sure live here where you don't know if you're going to get evicted tomorrow or in 15 years. Hi, it's me again with another identity change. Okay, so today we're going to be talking about some updates that we have from the first reps of Monat that were fired. Now, I know this is like kind of the focus in the anti-MLM community right now, but it is insane to all of us that they would go to this length and like this is even happening. I think it's a really bad move for Monat. I think all it does is incite fear in distributors, and maybe that's on purpose or something, some sick way of keeping them in because maybe they're desperate because they just lost a bunch of people. And I have noticed that some people are speaking out from their downline, which most people were in their downline, but like you get the idea. I want to show you guys a video from the first distributor's husband. So let's see what he has to say now. Also, it's so funny because his camera presence, like when I think of top boss babes or boss mans in these companies, I think that they're gonna have like a really big like online presence. And it's just so funny how he's like dead in the eyes in all these videos. And maybe it's because it's serious stuff, but it just cracks me up.
I wanted to come on tonight and talk about a couple of things. It's been an amazing week. And last week I did a live and I was talking about a lot of things that were going on and talking about the timeline of the commission problems and other things with money. And I gotta tell you, I've just been overwhelmed the past week with the response from everybody. I'm just so grateful. Sometimes when bad things are happening, you realize who your friends are. And I gotta tell you, I just have the best friends in the world. And there are just so many people that have been reaching out to me and my kids too. So I wanted to come on and just tell everybody how grateful I am, how grateful we are for your support. And I know this is gonna sound weird, but one of the groups of people that I'm the most grateful for are a lot of the money directors. There's a lot of people that have reached out that probably shouldn't be reaching out to us because they're not supposed to. But there's been a lot of my director friends and a lot of my MDC friends that have reached out. And I don't want to really acknowledge who any of them are. It's not fair. I don't want to do that. But
It's not fair. It's not a question of fairness. I think it's more unsafe legally because they issued their own lawsuit against Monat. We're still waiting on the public viewing pledge to come out. I'm going to finish my smoothie with you guys while we're here.
they know who they are. And I'm deeply grateful for all of them. All of them. A pretty significant number of people. And they, like I said, they shouldn't really have been in touch with me because they weren't supposed to be, because Monat decided that the best thing to do was to attack Tony and all of that. But every single person that's reached out to me knew that I was telling the truth, and they're afraid. All of those directors that reached out to me are afraid. They're afraid about their paycheck. They're afraid about what to tell their teams.
Absolutely. I'm sure they are. I'm sure that is very real. I think there are some things that could possibly be caught up in some emotion with getting terminated and stuff. So I think you guys need to listen to this with a grain of salt because they are going to say things from, I don't want to like call them victims, but they are, I believe being treated unfairly, and I don't think it's right. But also, Monat definitely, from what I know of basic comp plans and the agreements you sign when you sign up for these companies, they do have grounds to terminate you, like for whatever. Like it doesn't have to be some big bad thing for them to cancel your account. It really doesn't. But I think it's a bad move for them to publicly for them to do this, and I'm glad these people aren't being silent because I think it does need to be said, and I think it proves one of the biggest points that I've been saying is that these companies don't care about you. They will hang you out to dry as soon as they are done getting whatever they can get out of you, using you in any way they can. If they make it seem like they're doing something positive and you're a part of it and they're like publicly making you part of it or whatever, they are just using you. You don't matter. They don't care about you. This is proof.
Because they know that everything that I've gone through is the truth. And when you have the truth on your side, this is what happens. You have a groundswell. And you have people reaching out to you that sometimes you didn't really realize how good of a friend they were. And it's been fantastic. And that's what I'm so grateful for. And I know that might seem a little bit weird to be grateful for people that are now that are backstabbing me behind the scenes.
You know, I want to say something that I think might be a little controversial, but I think it is a passive word of wisdom. Is it controversial, Melanie, or is it passive? Let's make up our minds. I think it could be valuable maybe to someone. I've been mulling this over for, I think, like the past couple years, deciding how I felt about it. But I think when you go to a new community or you change something and you have a bunch of people congratulating you, welcoming you, and whatever, I'm not saying it's love bombing. I'm not even going there with it, but you have all this positive attention on you. You also need to be wary of that because you're going to find that in anything. You leave Christianity and decide you're an atheist. Those are like polarizing options. You don't have to do that. But like, that's what I did. So like, let's say you go from like one extreme to the other and you're just like, whoa, so not for me. Honestly, like 95% of that is not for me. I think I drive more with this, and having people welcome you and be like, oh my gosh, like, we're so glad you saw that. But then when you start to grasp at things from your past that are so positive, those people might turn on you. And so I think it's best to take that time, maybe a little bit more quietly, a little bit more at peace, and not let it get to you emotionally as much as you might want it to, because it feels good, because it feels positive. People are still people. You're going to find these super positive, awesome people. These people are my real friends. You're going to find that in any dynamic, and you need to use your discernment in all things, especially when leaving one culty thing for whatever they're going to do next. But like, they're leaving and people are starting to speak out. Yeah, that's great. And I genuinely am glad that people feel like they can also speak out on their experience after what happened to them. I do like that aspect. But I think it might not be awesome for everybody who can't afford a lawyer in case Monat gets sue happy. And I say that because if anybody is watching my channel and you have been someone who is somewhat naive when it comes to any kind of relationships with other people, even if it's just online, I used to always give people the benefit of the doubt and naturally very trusting, because why would you want to do something bad to me, especially if you don't fucking know me? Like, why would you want to do that? It's so silly. People can have negative intentions towards you even if they don't know you because of what they're going through, or they just like being chaos in the world. I don't know. But you need to be aware of that. Okay. I'm turning 30 this month. Also, happy Pride Month.
But weird to be grateful for people that are now that are backstabbing me behind the scenes. But that's their fear. That's what they need to do in their group chats. And that's what they need to do behind closed doors to get away with things and make it feel like they're on Team Monat. But I'm telling you, there are just so many people that have acknowledged the truth and have acknowledged that things just aren't what they appear. And they're afraid.
Well, why don't you tell us specifically? If you're going to make all of these videos, please, can you be more specific? If you're not creating your own shady MLM and you're not doing anything shady, like, why not tell us the real tea? Like, what more is there that you can tell us that's not going to fuck with your lawsuit? You know what I mean? Like, that's kind of what I want to know, because this would really help people who are in Monat decide if they want to be in it or not, and help people who left and followed them if they want to continue in the MLM industry. Is that the right word to say? If they want to continue in MLM. And I think that it's very important that people have all the information so they can make their own decisions. Like, everyone is an adult here if you're in one of these companies, as far as I know. And I think people should have all the information. So I would like it if they weren't talking around the topic, but I also understand because they were in an MLM, they can't really get specific because you really do lose track of that in MLM.
And it makes my heart heavy for them because they have to deal with this now. And they know what is happening. They know everything that I said about the commission timeline and stuff is true because they went through it. And I actually only had one negative comment that came to me. Someone sent me a text about how I was being unfair to their team and that they didn't know what was going on. So why should I blame them? Well, I wasn't blaming anybody. And if that one person didn't know what was going on, it kind of shows you that everybody else knew what was going on. And the past 2.5 years have just been really bad for so many people. And I wish that Monat had handled all this differently. I wish that everything was different, but it's not. And when things aren't different, you have to move on. And the biggest lesson that I hope everybody takes away from this is just because you question something doesn't mean that you're negative. If you are doing...
Absolutely. Absolutely. Snaps. You know, there are a lot of sayings I don't like and motivational sayings I don't like, especially being after MLM. It is all just so fake to me now. But Every once in a while, a top leader or whatever can drop a nugget. And maybe he's been on the anti-MLM subreddits too much, but it's true what he's saying. If you feel like you can't question something because you'll be labeled as negative, that's the red flag. Unless you're going in there and be like, hey, bitch, is it true you're talking shit about me? Like, you can go about it in a negative way, sure. And like, you and me don't know how they went about asking a question. So maybe they were jerks about it. I'm gonna guess probably not though, because like how would that accomplish anything? But that is very true. That is something you need to look for. And I don't think I have the video up on my channel anymore about when I talked about information control, and questioning things is a part of that. You should be able to question things, and sure, always be respectful if you truly do want an answer or to get somewhere with people. Sure. Don't expect that from an MLM though, because in my opinion, MLMs are commercial cults. They're not like religious cults, although Monat does involve a heavy dose of religion into theirs. I covered that in my Monations videos, and wow, it was that unprofessional.
If you are doing something that fulfills you, that's fantastic. But if you have questions about it, that's not being negative. If you can't question somebody, if you can't question everything, that means that you are living in a cult. That's what cult.
He said it and he meant it. Now, I wanted to include this clip, and I had to look on social media everywhere to find the specific clip I wanted to show you. And I'm going to show it to you here in just a second because I touched on this in my Teal Swan video, which, by the way, I'm trying to make an update video about some of these influencers, cult leaders, whichever one they are. And she is going to be a part of that. But one thing that happened was that one of her followers was at a retreat and asked her like, who leads you? Like, who do you look up to? Something like that. And she retaliated. She couldn't handle the question. Now, it might seem like she's calm and collected, but I think when you're decent at reading people, you can see that it is just defensiveness. It is like such a farce that she has on right then. And maybe she's trying to hold it together because it's the camera and it's the people and whatever. But I don't really get the feeling that in real life she can handle being questioned either. And I think he's really respectful. Let's roll the clip.
Anyone out in the team that you would have enough respect for that they could challenge you?
It's a strange question. Why is that an important question? Why? I should have someone above me.
Not above you. Like, who do you look up to?
I don't look up to anyone.
And so I have resistance against that, if I'm being brutally honest.
Why? I should have someone above me. It's not gonna happen.
Is that stubbornness?
I wouldn't be particularly aware if I wasn't able to recognize the potential of someone having more awareness than me.
Okay, and keep that in mind because I do think Teal Swan has some culty shit going on, especially after watching The Deep End. It was so good. Please go watch it. It was on Hulu. I don't know if it still is, but let's get back to this video with what we just saw in mind, because these are the same circumstances about being questioned and being seen as negative or getting a negative response to questioning someone.
It's all right. You're not allowed to answer the truth. You're not allowed to ask questions. You're just drinking the Kool-Aid. And unfortunately, that's what our brothers and sisters are dealing with Monat right now. And it troubles me deeply. However, it also gives me hope from all those people that reached out behind the scenes. Everyone thinks that, they're going to send messages in their groups and things and no one's going to find out about it. I know a lot. I know what people have been talking about. And it's just, it makes me feel sad because they've been told to say these things about they've been told, these things that aren't true. But
okay, where's the receipts? I want to know. We want to know. Let's have some transparency. Let's not name names though, so we're not like sending hate to people. Also, like if I have people blurred out or whatever, like don't name drop them in the comments. I do appreciate your guys' commentary when we have a back and forth. I do appreciate that, but like naming names when I'm clearly trying to keep them anonymous.
These things that aren't true, but it gives me hope. And one of the greatest things in life is hope. And when you don't have hope, you don't have a future. And right now, with what I are preparing to do with the rest of our life, it gives me hope. Monat was a great 15 years. Honestly, I'm glad it's over because right now, it's just not something that the people that I love should have to deal with. And tomorrow and over the next few days, Tony and I are going to talk about the things that we're getting involved with now and the things that we want to do for people. And it took us a long time to come to this conclusion on what to do because we knew that if we left, a lot of people are going to want to come with us. And we want to protect those people. We don't want anybody coming into another negative situation. We don't want to jeopardize anybody's future. And that's the most important thing to us, is giving somebody, some people, everyone, a safe spot to land. If this wasn't what they wanted out of network marketing, and if Monat didn't fulfill them, and they've come to that decision, we want to give them something that would fulfill us, something that's going to fulfill us, and something that we're proud of. And so over the next couple of days, we're going to be rolling out some things that we're going to be going forward for in the future, full blast, that we're excited about. Commission transparency, economic transparency, sale transparency, things that if there is a flash sale, if there's a sale, people are actually still making money off of it. When's the last time anybody in Monat made anything off of a flash?
T. And if you were in Monat and this is true to you, can you please let us know in the comments if this was your experience as well? Because I know when I was in my company, if we had something that was like so cheap or too cheap, like we either made, and it already was next to nothing because most people in MLMs are losing money, but we're making like even less or nothing on what we were selling, like depending on the cost. Super great. So I can relate to that experience.
Things that we started to take for granted, we want to bring back to people. We want to bring back the honesty and the truth, and the notion that hard work does pay off, that you aren't beholden to somebody else. And we're so excited about the future. And so the other thing I wanted to address was there was a lot of people that were saying that we weren't paid our last commission. We were definitely paid our last commission. That was all just gossip. We were paid our last commission. And grateful for that too. Grateful that, you know, we're ending things the way we came into it. Hard work, discipline, and love. And when you have love, when you have love for yourself and the people around you and what you're doing, honestly.
And love in your profession. There's nothing professional about MLM, by the way. Maybe with the corporate staff, there's some professionalism, but not as a distributor.
And what you're doing. Honestly, the world is yours. So thank you again. Thank you. Thank you so much to everyone that's reached out to us. Thank you for everyone that's messaged me. And literally over the past week, I've had 2,000 or 3,000 messages, and it's just made me feel, and it's made my family feel so loved. And I'm 57. When you are surrounded by that much love, you can't lose. You know, I've had a great life, and now I'm looking forward to this next chapter like you wouldn't believe. So again, thank you to everyone that took the time, and thank you so much to my Monat director family. I just can't believe how some of you really went against the stream and reached out, and you weren't afraid of what the ramifications were going to be. You wanted to reach out to me to tell us that, yeah, we know what you're saying is right, and we're proud of you. And you know who you were. I'm not going to name names. I don't want to get anybody in trouble. I get it. I know what everyone's going through. But I just wanted to say thank you. And that's why I labeled this live thank you. Because there have been so many people over the years that I've called a friend, and those messages from all of you has mattered so much too. So be prepared for this weekend. Be ready for tomorrow. And I are going to talk about a lot of new things. And I'm just so excited for the future. But I just wanted to say thank you for everything that so many people have done. Love you all. Have a great end of the month for everyone's closing out the month. But be ready for the start of the new month, because
yes, everyone get ready to continue a new cycle of being on your MLM hamster wheel. And then convince yourself you're a business owner. Oh, wait. If you're a business owner, can you get fired? Oh, no? Oh, that's not how it works. Okay, then let this be a reality check for any. There's probably no active MLMs watching my channel, period. No, actually, there was. I had someone comment on an old ass video. Isogenics, I think it was. And she said the video was boring. But like when you click on her name, this is her second time watching the same video. Like, you can think my channel is boring, that's fine. But like, you're here again. It's entertaining enough to watch it the second time, I guess.
Guys, how are you?
Hey, everybody.
We've been talking a lot this morning, a lot the
my
last
gosh,
few days.
a lot of fun.
So anyways, we wanted to share a little bit about what we're doing moving forward, and we're super excited. We did partner with a mental health and wellness company, really focusing on gut, brain, and heart health, the 3 brains that you need.
Well, it's either Melaleuca or Amare. So this is my first time watching it. I have not watched this. I just saw that they posted something and I saved it. So this was a live reaction.
You guys know that this is right up our alley because we've been green and clean for a long time. I am not going to read the comments, okay? If you want further information, you have got to email me. Okay, let me tell you, I have been searching for months and months and months, and it just kind of fell into my lap. I have my really good friend here with us. We've known her for a couple of years from the gym. She is a holistic nutritionist she's done other things. She used to be a hairdresser, and she's just a really good friend, and she's full of information, and she is a product nerd more so than myself. You and Jen would probably fight for that #1 spot. So anyways, we wanted to share with you, we started this 3 days ago, sharing with people just to learn more information, but we have been duck diving into looking at new opportunities for the last 7 months. So I joined up as a distributor to 4 companies that I was really interested in, and the reason why we chose this one is because it has a very squeaky clean product. 2 is that their compensation plan, their pay plan is just absolutely, I've never seen anything like it. And you guys have been in this industry for over 2 decades, so I know what I'm talking about, right? When I talk about comp plans, I mean,
No, that sounds like a fucking bold-face ass lie. That's what that sounds like. Complete and utter big platter of poo-poo.
Hey, who ordered the poo-poo platter?
That's what that sounds like to me. Why? If in another video you say you like, well, I guess she was gonna say, her man was saying that they haven't gone to another company, and she joined up with 4. When did that happen? Let's get our timeline straight and our story straight and maybe clear that up, because I get that you really can't be transparent and an honesty queen in MLM, but you could try a little harder if you want people to follow you. Like, please don't just like ride on your name because you're a big shot in Monat, that people are just going to trust you and stick with you after the hullabaloo of them joining this new company with you, because, you know, people are going to follow her. Once that dies off, are you really going to be successful in that one? Or are you going to do what we commonly see in the anti-MLM community, because we're watching closely and a lot of us have been in MLM, so we know how the trends go. You go from one MLM to another, you take your team with you, and then the boom ends and you have to go to another one because there was something wrong with that one too. Oh, the products didn't jive with me anymore. Oh, they changed product formulation. Oh, the compensation structure was changing. If it's an MLM, please don't ever be surprised if the compensation structure ends or they just close their doors one day. We're looking at you, beauty counter.
comp plans. I mean, that's really where I dive into. The other thing we had to take into consideration is the company in good legal standing. That got a thumbs up. The products, where are they sourced from? What do they do? You know, what kind of testing do they do? So the great thing about it is that all of those boxes were checked for us. And I want to really try to keep this, you know.
I would assume that's probably so they don't have to change how they talk, like the language they use when they're talking about products. I would think it has to do more with that than being health nut, having a nutritionist as your side, who we can only assume is also a distributor for Amare. Like, please give me a fucking break. And I'm scrolling the comments while I'm watching this. It is Amare, because people are saying, welcome to Amare.
At 20 minutes, but we might go a little bit over, but I wanted to actually give you the, you know, information. Now, you know, I cannot see, I'm trying not to look at the questions, but the great thing about it is that if you have questions, then you know where to find us, okay? So that was one of the considerations. The other thing is that and I wanted to bring in some people that we knew, that we wanted to collectively make a decision, because you know what, I was ready to walk away from being in the field in November and just be done and just do the coaching. But through crucial conversations that I've had with people that are very, very close to us, they begged us not to leave the field. So looking at,
yeah, I wonder why. Is she talking about people from other MLMs? Yeah, I wonder why, because they could really rank up if they use you and the people you can bring over with you to promote themselves.
Wanted to have a safe place and a solid place for, you know, people that we have coached and mentored over the years that wanted to come with us. So I firmly feel that we have absolutely done that. The company is actually in multiple countries. So yes, we're in Canada for all of my amazing Canadian friends, Australia, New Zealand. So the great thing is that you guys literally sleepless nights for many, many, many months. So anyways, I'm going to have come on. She's going to share a little bit about her expertise and her background, but we've known each other for 4 years. We met in the sauna in the gym. So she's very, very, you know, very intelligent. And then, do you have anything else that you wanted to add before we?
I always have a lot to add. You know, the past few months have been.
Before we hear what her man has to say, I do think it's kind of cute, like as problematic as they can be. I do think it's kind of cute that he's like happy to be in these lives with her, and like a lot of times is just like quietly waiting for his turn to speak and like listening to her.
The past few months haven't been easy on us. Knowing that we had to make a transition, we had several very lucrative offers from other companies, but it just didn't sit well with us that we were going to be all about us. It's just not the way.
Yeah, when you hear the words lucrative offers, please don't ever think that this is going to happen for you, because statistically, you, me, and your mother will never end up being ranking where these people were. So jot that down in your notes. And you don't ever want to make the mistake of thinking that if you jump ship from another MLM and your best friend, your aunt, and your grandma coming with you, it's going to mean diddly squat to an MLM if you change. Why did that do that? Oh, it's like eye tracking me. I'm filming on my camera this time. So not only is the quality better, but we don't have little effects going on. I don't know what that is. I didn't have time to figure it out. That was really funny though, and slightly frustrating.
We roll. We want to make sure that our people have a place to go. And that was the most important thing to us, was that wherever we went, you could go. And this was the best fit for so many reasons. And I are so excited about tomorrow. We're really excited about today, and we can't wait until we can share all this with you. So thanks for being on the call, but thanks for knowing that everyone on here is a part of this with us, and we're excited for you too.
You know, I was reading the comments as he was talking. I met from Canada. He's an absolutely amazing person. And if you guys want to be really inspired, please go follow MD Motivator. It was an honor for us to meet him through our journey. And thank you guys for being on and your support. And that goes for everybody on this call. But just to see the amount of support and wonderful messages that we've gotten, the emails, the voice notes, like I'm getting emotional again already. So you guys, I'm just gonna turn it over to my friend. She's gonna share a little bit more with you. She really is a product expert and an ingredient nerd expert. So come on over here. So this is my friend. She lives here in my...
But you know what she's not an expert in? What's ethical and what's not, unless she's knowingly being unethical and using her knowledge. And I'm going to assume she has a degree for MLM. That's not good. I definitely look down my nose at people doing that. And I want to say that I don't think that professionals should be fired or reported or whatever simply for the fact that they sell MLM products. I personally, when I was talking about that in my video, would not feel comfortable seeing a doctor who sells MLM. If they try to pitch it to me, that's a report. Real fast, I'm telling somebody. But simply for them selling, okay, like... No, I think that's extreme.
My hood, but she's the one actually through. I found the product, so go right ahead.
Okay, so I have known everyone for like since 2020 and all the craziness, but I have been into mental wellness basically my entire life. My mother was diagnosed with bipolar, depression, all of that when I was very young, and so was I. So I have spent my entire life trying to find something that would give me relief with it being more natural. So how I eat, how I live, my lifestyle, how I sleep, and I'm a mother now, and my main focus is my mental wellness. So for me, I had a really hard year last year. I'm also going to get emotional. I had a divorce, I had explant surgery, I had shingles, I had all these things, and I was really struggling. And I kept seeing this product, and I was like,
No, actually, I am going to keep it in, because why are we going from like a happy, upbeat vibe in the beginning of this video to trauma dumping, and we're getting emotional? That's not professional. Why are you bringing your life traumas to your profession? Hello? I can see where if you're a therapist and you think it's appropriate to talk about those things, that's your choice. But for these two people selling poo-poo powder packets, that's not necessary to do. You're not selling therapy. You're not selling sessions where you're trying to help someone get through a problem like pay a friend. You are selling poo-poo powder packets. It's not that serious. We don't need your trauma story. Okay? This is a manipulation tactic. That's what this is. Now, they're not going to see it that way. A lot of times, they might see it that way and knowingly do so. That's up for you to decide for yourself. We'll never know because we're not in their brains. But you need to be aware of this. When people are getting on their lives and feel like it's the time and place to just trauma dump on the internet in order to sound like they have some backing to sell you poo-poo powder packets, you need to be thinking. You need to be on your feet and not get swept up in the emotional stuff. Especially if you are somebody who carries a lot of empathy around with them, you need to have your guard up when you're listening to these people. Like that sucks that you went through that. That's really hard. But that doesn't mean that I need to buy your packets. Like, I don't need to do that. And I don't need to spend my money doing that because I can do other things. And what if that doesn't even help? And you could have gone to your doctor, gotten a therapist, or changed the way you eat, or gotten outside, because yes, it does really help if you're vitamin D3 deficient. Also, it's been really rainy here. So make sure you're getting your freaking sunshine. Okay? Get your sunshine, fix your posture. I know me, I'm like chronically like this still, and I catch myself, and I feel a lot better when I have my head like almost a little exaggerated feeling back. Do it. Check your posture.
I was like, I guess I have to try it because I'm at my last wit's end. I'm at my last leg with my anxiety and just my mental wellness and my gut health, and everything was just a wreck, right? It's just
Okay, so she's at the bottom of the barrel for her life. So she says, I'm not saying that she's lying. I'm just saying I understand that there is a gray area, and sometimes you have to blatantly lie, and sometimes you have to just like touch on things that may or may not be exactly the truth when you are in an MLM. Let's say what she's saying is true. And then she came across MLM one way or another, whether it was her best friend or a stranger on the internet, or she was looking up companies and decided on this one. MLM got to her. Just like religion, when do these things come to play in people's lives? And what do they need to keep the machine running? You. Because they're everything you need. They're the perfect solution. They're everything you've been looking for. It's the community, the financial freedom. It's everything you could possibly want because they're basic human needs.
Gut health and everything was just a wreck, right? It's just the world we live in today. So I tried these products. I work with another company, a couple other companies for years. I've done social sales for forever. And I wasn't looking for something. I was just looking to feel better and just be able to take kind of control.
Wow, so multiple MLMs got their claws in her. Nice.
Looking to feel better and just be able to take kind of control of my life. So I started the products and I literally felt like I got my life back. And I'm not just saying that. It was within just a few weeks. I felt like my motivation and my drive was back. You know, I was in this dark space and I honestly don't think I realized how depressed I was. I've been into fitness and nutrition for years and I didn't even want to work out. I didn't even care about eating healthy, and anyone who knows me knows that that is not me. So I started these products and I had like more pep in my step and I was like, okay, let's do this. Like I can take on my life. And as a single mother, I had so much more on my plate as well, and I wanted to be a good mother and have that.
Oh, look at that. And now she's pulling on the heartstrings of every mom on the planet. I am so glad I am building up an immunity to this shit, especially as a mom. Like, you can go fuck yourself if you're in an MLM and you're trying to tug on the heartstrings of other moms. Seriously, go fuck yourself. Because that is one of the most dirty, grimy things you can do, especially when there's a new mom.
Mother and have that, you know, a good relationship with my child, not yelling, not arguing, not being that, you know, guilty mom at the end of the day. So that was a huge factor for me as well. So I started the products and felt super motivated, got back into the gym. I found myself being more patient with my son. We homeschool, do all the things. We're always together.
Is that because of the poo-poo powder packets, or is that because you fucking worked on yourself? And another thing that these girly pops do is they talk about very relatable things. What parent hasn't struggled with that? So she knows a bunch of moms are going to be watching this and be like, oh my God, me too. Oh my God, I want to fix that, because who doesn't? Oh my God.
And then I just noticed that my outlook on life, like I was smiling more at people when I would see them, you know, driving on the road that cut me off. I don't really care, or, whatever. Just I found myself being able to crush my to-do list. I genuinely was more positive with my life. And then I have an Aura ring. I don't have it on right now. So I track my stress. I track my sleep. I track my digestion. I track everything. And my sleep went just through the roof so much better. And that is huge for everything. So I've been a melatonin junkie for literally over 20 years. I'm 40. And I've been taking it since I was like late teens to sleep because I could never turn my brain off. And I realized, okay, eating better, I could do better with my mental wellness. But I still always had to take melatonin to sleep. And I don't have to anymore. My sleep is awesome. I'm incredible. Like with my motivation.
Don't shoot the messenger, but you don't need MLM products to go to sleep at night. That's not the part I'm talking about. I'm talking about you can do magnesium if that's something that works for you. As your doctor, I'm not a professional fucking anything. Okay, you could try magnesium if that's cool with your health and your doctor, whatever the fuck, okay? Broad statement over everything I'm saying. You could try, there's a zinc magnesium that I do at night that is so amazing for helping keep you asleep and turning your brain off. That's amazing. If you have seasonal depression, D3 really helps me. I found that D3 really helps me if I'm, like, my seasonal depression is acting up. Vitamin D3 really helps, especially if I'm not getting outside at the fuck all. Game changer there. A basic multivitamin, and I know that the supplement industry is highly unregulated, so do your own research, and I mean that, and figure out what works with you. If you have a doctor, ask their input on it, what they think, because they're going to know your actual health and your status and if your body can handle it and all that good stuff. So make sure to cross compare with them, but those are some things that help me out and maybe would be cheaper than buying from an MLM. And then you know exactly how much of whatever you're taking or getting. What a concept, because in MLMs, they have a lot of proprietary blends. So you don't know how much of whatever in that proprietary blend you are paying for.
Getting up, and even if I don't sleep well, if I have like just one night where I'm up late, I can actually get up and not feel terrible the whole day because I didn't sleep. So even if you don't get that optimal sleep, I still feel really good. But there's a whole line of supplements that range from, multivitamins to probiotics and mental wellness to brain fog relief to, you name it. And so I just tried the products literally quietly to myself, and I could not keep it to myself. I told we were all having a lot of stress the last couple months, and they just tried it on their own. We had no intention of ever even talking about it. And then things happened, and here we are today. But the products are heavily tested.
I would be a little impressed if watching this girl, not the girl speaking, the other girl who's in the beginning of the video, if she could stop stressing me out. That would be great.
But the products are heavily tested. The ingredients are very rare. They're indigenously sourced, so they go to the country that they come from and they get them from there. They make sure there's no pesticides, there's no glyphosate. They test for mold, they test for E. coli. That stuff is important to me because I know with mental wellness and your gut health, if everything that you're taking and you're eating and you're drinking isn't clean, you literally can cause negative neurological effects and gut damage, which
you can. And I am not a professional anything, but I don't like that they're leaving out that your life circumstances, arguably, firsthand, can have a bigger impact. I know for me personally, those can have a bigger impact. Now, other things like supplements with stuff I'm not getting from my diet regularly, that does make a difference for sure. But you don't need to go to an MLM to get that and to have it be effective for you.
Your gut and your brain are connected. So if you're not eating well and your supplements aren't clean, your products aren't clean, your water's not clean, whatever it is, it will affect your mental wellness. And when your mental wellness is well, everything is well because nothing really matters and you don't have to be so negative. So these products are so great for taking the stress out of your mind, but also taking the stress response off of your physical body. When you do that, you're lowering inflammation. When you do that, every aspect of your health gets better. Your weight, your hair, your skin, your nails, your sleep, your anxiety, your mood, everything.
Well, and you guys, cortisol is a killer.
It's a cortisol, controlling, balancing. And
Buzzword. They should rename MLM buzzword marketing and stop calling it network marketing. Stop calling it friendship marketing, relationship marketing, social selling. Cut the shit and just call it buzzword marketing. I'm not saying that cortisol isn't a thing and it doesn't play a factor. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying everybody and their fucking mom who's trying to sell you some shit is going to talk about cortisol. It's trending, just like how the keto diet was trending.
And your cortisol is your waterfall top hormone. When your cortisol is balanced, the rest of your hormones will naturally balance themselves. This is not medical advice. This is not medical claims. This is just truth and fact. Yep. So for someone who has been in the fitness and nutrition,
which part weren't medical claims?
This is just truth and fact. Yep. So for someone who has been in the fitness and nutrition for over 12 years, and I was a hairstylist before, had a lot of toxic load, a lot of anxiety going on, crazy life, always dealt with these things. I wanted something natural. I wanted something easy, that is easily accessible, and is safe for all ages. It's safe for all stages, women, men. There's children-specific products.
Sexual health.
That's an interesting place to cut it off at. I wasn't expecting that. But one of my least favorite things is when MLMs have stuff that you can use on your kids. That is just so gross to me because MLMs, they need women. They need women in the industry. Most MLMs that I have heard of that are really popular, men aren't really necessary. What they need is the women. The target is the women. And who's going to be with the kids? Most of the time, typically women. And so they're going to be the ones who are going to want to give this to their kids because they're going to think it's some good thing because they're hearing buzzword marketing going on.
Sexual health, hormone balancing, there's literally something for everybody, and the amount of stress that we are up against. More than 50% of people deal with issues, and 1 out of 4 Americans in this country are on medication. So again, not medical advice, but there are alternatives, and I'm here to say that I have never had.
It's not bad that 1 in 4 people are on medication. Like, you can't just say that like it's a bad thing. Some people need their medications for a number of reasons. Hello? Do I think some things could be overprescribed? Sure. We can't just say something like that while you're trying to hawk your MLM products. Do these people not hear themselves?
I've never had to take anything for my mental wellness, even though maybe I needed it. But now I have other things, and it's a gut-brain, natural, approach to those things. So, I just can't say enough about it. So we're just excited. It's not your average product, and there's no one else on the market doing what they're doing, how they're doing it. And I've seen a lot of compensation plans and I've worked with other brands, and the compensation is better than anything else I've ever seen. Just that compensation for your work and your time. So we're excited.
Yes.
Let me correct what she just said. Never at any point in time in an MLM as a distributor are you going to be paid for your time. What did she say? Time and effort. You're never going to be paid for either of those things. You are not a regular employee getting a W-2, getting paid an hourly wage. You're not getting paid when you post. You're not getting paid when you follow up with your grandma for the 12th time. You're not getting paid when you send your hey girl messages and you do your 6 list. You're not getting paid for any of those things. Jot that down in your notes. So that was really misleading because that's how MLMs get you to work day after day. And if you're someone like me, all day, like it's a real job, literally making less than present wages. That's how they get you to do it because your work isn't good enough. Oh, you're not doing enough of X. You need to change Y. Oh, you need to get right with God. That's the missing piece. You're constantly chasing the secret sauce that doesn't exist because you are not in the 1%.
So I'm going to have come over here because we closed out last night together. And so, for the last 3 days, we have been sharing with other, here, come over here. We've been sharing with other people because we wanted to see exactly, what that looked like. So for the last 3 days, and it was, closed out, of course, yesterday. So what we were able to do is feed off of each other and help each other. And what I love about everything is trackable. Everything is trackable from all of the compensation plan. You see what you're getting paid in real time, and also every single penny that you make on every single product that you sell. So that's the first thing. The second thing is when they have sales, you get full compensation. You get bonuses for personally sponsoring. You get bonuses for, and that's for 3 a month, five in a month. That gets you an extra $500. The 3 gets you.
Not special. None of anything she said so far is special when it comes to MLM. None of it. And she's not talking about how fucking hard it actually is to do that if you don't already have an influence on, let's say, at least 20 people who will join, who will join you.
$100, and that can be a mix of either partners or customers, okay? Then they have a retention bonus. That's $250. So that's $850 a month just in bonuses alone. Okay, you guys, that $11,000 a year that everybody talks about, that the cost of living went up? Okay, that's about it. So anyways, we were closing out last night, and she came over here. We said, hey, let's do this together. And go ahead and tell them.
All right, so I was really trying to rank up to the 3rd rank, which is silver, because at the 3rd rank, you guys, you get to enroll your spouse, your partner, whoever, as their own top of their own leg.
So you get to double dip.
Legit. It's legit. My team was working. We were really following up with everybody, and we fell 72.
You could do that and it works. Like, what are they talking about? None of this is special at all. Please, you guys, if you got to listen to, look up any videos about compensation plans, people who can break it down really good and are good with numbers, look that up. None of anything they're saying is special. They're just putting emphasis on what they're saying. What they're actually saying on paper is not special. You could call another MLM and I'd be like, yeah, sounds about right. They make minor changes, microscopic, I'd say, and they act like you're stupid and can't figure that out. And they laugh. I'm sure they sit there and laugh because they feel like everyone who joins is a fucking idiot because they prey on people's emotions. So regular logical thinking, seeing numbers, what's up on paper being said, take emotions and the rah-rah and the excitement out of it. Well, you can't do that anymore because you're already emotionally invested.
$73 short. And so at that point, I was able to take one of the brand partners that she had personally enrolled, and we put her under one of my brand partners. So when she did that, my volume went up, and like we say, a rising tide floats all boats. It was fantastic. I personally...
Stacking. When you place under distributors to make other distributors who don't have enough or simply aren't working, but they're in a promoting spot and you need them to promote so you can promote or somebody else can promote because it's,
never been a part of anything like that. So really, this really is about working together as a team. And you only have to build 4 wide.
Yeah.
Not 12 or 16. So you build 4 and you just go deep. It's a breath of fresh air, if I'm being perfectly honest.
So actually what happens in your back office, you get a placement suite. So you can go and you can help other people build their organizations. And I had never seen anything like this after being in this.
We had that in my company the entire time I was in, at least. It's not special.
In this industry for 2 decades. So the beautiful thing is that, we're able to help each other together, lock arms, and truly, really take people in network marketing. Maybe you haven't been successful before. Maybe you had some success somewhere else. Maybe you're looking for a new home. We want that for you. This is your place to land, and we will show you. And
maybe you're looking for a new home, but we just got kicked out of our old home. We got evicted, but sure live here where you don't know if you're going to get evicted tomorrow or in 15 years.
And you have 90 days, is it 90? Yeah, it's 90 days to figure all of this out and see if it's a fit. So imagine that. And because, today you guys, they are waiving the $70 for brand partners right now. You can get started right away. You can plug in. We have amazing training. They have amazing boards. We have a 20-day text message campaign already.
I wonder if they did that because they know Monat is hemorrhaging right now. Oh, and they were like, let's just make it easier for them to come over here.
Text message campaign already set up for you. You're brand new. It truly is a plug and play. You guys, I got 2 offers from 2 brand new startups and they had nothing. I'm like, I don't want to do that again. I looked at to the point where I was going to start my own company. And I'm like, nope, don't want to do that again. Because honestly, I love being in the field and that's what I specialize in. It also too keeps me relevant for, the work that we're going to be doing with fuel. Because, again, life is changing faster and business is changing faster than you would ever imagine. So we just did a Zoom call right before this, and the testimonials that we heard from the 2 moms that were on there and how it's helped their children and it's helped them. And you just heard what Kate said. That's the difference in people's lives that we want to make. So
I just thought of something. I want to speak to all the people who have always felt stuck. Okay, you know what I mean? Like, you're working your tail off, your volume.
No, I'm gonna pause there because I see right through this shit, because this is the type of stuff I would look for someone to tell me when I watch training after training or motivational video. Someone to figure out how to get me unstuck from this place of not ranking or barely ranking, most of the time not ranking at all, or sometimes maybe not even getting my paycheck. You're going to be stuck no matter what MLM you're in. Typically, you're going to feel stuck because you're not going to find the secret sauce, because you don't have it, because you didn't get in the beginning, because you don't have a large audience to take with you, because you don't know how to grow a social media presence exponentially, and because you don't have any connections to anyone in the company. Like, this isn't going to happen for you typically. So you're not going to feel unstuck by joining another company. That's the ooh shiny. That's the ooh, that's what that is. It's not real. What she's saying is it's not real. She's trying to get people to ooh shiny right now.
It is great, but you don't have anybody else working quite as hard as you, and so you can never get past that big giant rock that's in your way. That's not happening here because we are able to help each other. So I know that we talked about it, but I was stuck for 7 years. Yeah. So to me, this really hits home.
Well, the big giant rock in your way might just be that you are not in a valuable space for your upline to help you out and place someone underneath to boost you. It might not really be useful to that person. Maybe we keep that in mind and jot that down in our notes if we're thinking about joining an MLM.
This really hits home. And as far as anyone who thinks maybe they're too busy, the boards system that they have in place is truly plug and play. You don't need to reinvent the wheel. You get a new customer, you go right to boards, you send them everything they need to know. There's a health protocol folder. So if someone says, like, I'm 49, so a lot of my friends are like perimenopausal. Sorry, TMI, but this is real life. You know, they're like, what do? I can go right to that folder. I can see what the company recommends, and we send it to them. We always say consult your doctor, but this is a great guide. So you don't have to jump in and know everything right away. They equip you very well.
Yeah, that's a really good point. So you guys, I'm sorry. Yes. So, and thank you for letting everybody know, but we decided to go with Amare. So this company really has checked all my boxes, and it really has. We've done the research. I mean, it's been 3.5 months worth of really duck diving into this particular platform, and just looking for some place to hang our hat since November of last year. So the great thing is that we're still going to be helping people build their futures, helping people build themselves. And somebody said this to me the other day, and I said this in a live, and I said, when you partner with us, you will not be the same person. You will be a better person, both personally and professionally, health-wise, financially.
I don't think you're going to learn professionalism from someone like her, because there's so much personal stuff that's going to get put into the MLM. Like your religion, like your mom life, like your love life, like your sex life. That's all going to come to play here, especially in MLM. So maybe leave professional anything. Leave that out of your vocabulary.
All of those pillars that we talk about, because you cannot have wealth without health. And your health is the most important thing. And I can attest to that because, having a near-death experience 4 years ago.
Sure, let's go with that cliche. You don't need an MLM to accomplish either of those things.
Having a near-death experience 4 years ago, your life is never, ever the same. So the one thing is that we would love for you to jump on board with us. The other thing is that this company does not have a non-compete. So you just cannot be out there promoting.
Well, also, it's possible that they can be dealing with issues from the non-compete because the non-compete could have been placed in whatever contract you sign when you sign in for a firm in MLM, could have been in place before what the FTC came out with. But it is interesting that she's bringing it up. And if you can hear weird sounds, the frogs are frogging, and the bugs are bugging, and the birds are birding right now.
Another brand that has the same product, which is really, really cool. So again, I love to be a person of service. I love to help build people up, and I love that what we've seen, what we can do in just a matter of like 3 days. So I hope that you will join us. It is a new season. The
only reason something is happening really fast for you in an MLM is either if you're somebody like this with a big influence in MLM, people came with you. It's like you watching this, if you join Amare tomorrow, you're not going to have this experience. Or you have a lot of people in your personal life who you can prey on and get to buy from you and join your team or whatever. But when that runs out and you realize you're not a social media fucking guru and you don't know how to get things to go viral, I still don't know. I don't get it. And I don't want to devote my life to doing it.
It is a new season. It's summer. It's just going to be grand. So you guys shoot me an email again. If somebody invited you or shared this with you, go back to that person. They will be able to help you and will show you how simple. Again, not easy, but I'm all about simple, and you guys know that. So you guys, again, send us an email, and we'll send you how you can join.
Okay, but how would we know that if we're new? What are we establishing fake relationship between us two right now? I don't know that.
And we would love nothing better to show you a different way that you can honestly achieve better success in both your personal and professional life and in your health and your wealth. All right, you guys. So
well, you won't be doing any of those things in an MLM, so we're going to end it there. Thank you guys for watching this video. I probably sped it up so we could get through this in a timely-ish fashion. So if you like this video, leave it a little likesy poo. If you have commentary for the class, leave that down below. If you heard my husband tearing tinfoil in the kitchen, leave that down below, because what he does in there always cracks me. It always cracks me up. And if you super like this video, share it with your besties, maybe your ex-Monat besties, and make sure you are subscribed so you get to see all of my videos. Thank you guys again, and I will see you in the next one.